Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning from wherever you are, and welcome to a little bit of a mixed bag of a video here. We are gonna watch the TLC match that occurred yesterday on Smackdown between DIY, the Motor City Machine Guns, and Street Profits. And there's two reasons for this. Number one, apparently it was an amazing match. Number two, this and the US title match between Chelsea Green and Selena Vega are adding more fuel to the fire of our hatred towards, especially mine, towards WrestleMania 41 and why I consider it one of the worst WrestleManias ever. Because it's not just about the Mania itself, it's everything before that. And that's just as important. The build and the booking is just as important as the main show itself. And they botched everything about it. Everything. And this triple threat match is just the icing on the cake of people need to be fired for this massive botch. Because if you're paying $1,500, $2,000 a ticket to just sit at the front, and that's what you get, that's ridiculous. So with that being said, we're going to get into it. I'm joined by Cheeto and Zam. They've both already watched the match, so we're just going to, sit there, talk about it. We're also going to shoot the shit and see where the night takes us. So with that being said, let's just crack on. You ready, fellas? I'll do a
Yep.
countdown to press play in 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Hopefully nobody can hear that.
We were saying.
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say, me and Ginger were just talking before we started how much Ciampa's shaved beard looks like Christopher Daniels in this match.
Yeah, he
He
really
looks
does.
better, by the way. He looks younger. He looks better without the beard.
I agree. I would say the same thing to a Cheeto. He actually looks better. A lot of people don't look better without a beard, but he does. Of course, when you're a hulked up muscle man, it's very rare you're not going to look good without a beard. You know, unless you have a really weird round
don't get me
face.
wrong. He's not clean shaven. He's still got that 5 o'clock, that 10 o'clock shadow. You know what I mean? Which works well. He looks younger. He looks better. But with that fucking beard, he looks like fucking an anorexic god of war. But now he's got rid of that.
He just reminded me of a goblin. That's what he reminds me of without the beard.
Well, I mean, and we got one of the Street Profits channeling their Savio Vega outfit.
Absolutely. And you guys, you know what? Whilst I'm watching this match, because obviously it's the beginning and not a lot's happening, I could jump in here when something good does happen. You guys can talk about your feelings as well about WrestleMania 41 now, having seen two good matches with the US title and this triple threat. So, Cheeto, I'll go to you.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Zam.
No problem.
I mean, just regarding Wrestle, I mean, this is the utter waste.
Ooh.
Like, we have got a 25-minute match here that is like epic, like awesome. Like, I don't care if you didn't have very much build at all. This match would have been so much better than the women's title and the men's world title or tag title combined.
Damn, that was a good run into the post there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Sam,
Well,
your
look,
thoughts?
so this is a SmackDown match. So for the sake of balance, a match which could be on SmackDown, which is on WrestleMania, has to replace this. So unfortunately the Raw titles, they can't replace this match because it's on Raw. If you know what I'm saying. So what on SmackDown would take this place? I don't know, but this is a TLC. Yeah, fair enough. Well, the women's is a Raw match, isn't it? The Becky Lynch
women's tag goes between both programs.
Tag is all over the place.
No, but they got women's titles on both. They got a WWE women's and a World Championship women's.
Yeah, but they only have one women's tag title.
Only one, yeah.
Oh, really?
Okay. No, I would have replaced. I would have put the women's tag match on night one in place of the world tag title match. That because that was about the same, right around the same length of a match. And then I would have put this tag match on night two, where the women's tag match was originally.
But I'll just say
I
this
also
though.
wouldn't have had Logan Paul and AJ Styles at all. I would have
Um,
put this instead.
well, Logan Paul, like it factor is dying down now. Somebody said it best. He's been a wrestler now for 4 years. You know that bizarre element of him is no longer there. He is just pretty much a spot monkey now, without any good storytelling in his matches. But this is TLC. This is a spot match, regardless. It's TLC. TLC needs to be on fucking WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
And these are three great tag teams.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And tag team TLCs are the best TLCs.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
sure.
because you have like double teaming in it, which combines to some great moments. I prefer a tag team TLC to a singles match TLC, where you got multiple people who are all fighting on their own.
Yeah. But see, again, look, everyone's trying to do their little spot monkey bits as well in a TLC match, and it's just like, okay, you could do your spots, but don't have it be the ones that are just related to your
Oh
everyday
my
match,
god.
which is what
You
like
see what
Raw
they did to Dawkins
now,
to fucking hell. Jesus Christ, I ain't seen that before.
which you had to do his little 360 spin thing, you know. But good pace so far. They've got the chair out instead of getting the ladder and climbing up to get the belts while all the other teams are out. And it doesn't help having a great big fucking backlash and peacock sign at the bottom left of the screen covering everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
right.
agree.
But that's American TV in a nutshell. Just tacky shit, trying to advertise other things instead of the main thing. So it's like, for God's
What
sake.
you're going to get in this match as well is Joe Tessitore, who I do like as a commentator, because he was the commentator for Fight Night and he was brilliant in that. But Joe Tessitore all the time is going to be mentioning, "Aren't you happy that it's commercial free on SmackDown?" And every 5 fucking minutes you're going to hear it. Commercial free on SmackDown. It's commercial free. You're like, fucking hell. They start praying to the fucking SmackDown gods for fucking having no commercial breaks. And don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, a match like this shouldn't have commercial breaks. You're ruining a match like this.
yeah,
Oh yeah, you can't. That's what. But that's why this is pay-per-view caliber. This is WrestleMania caliber.
yeah.
Oh,
100%. That was a lovely little dive to the outside.
this match was gonna be. I think this match was gonna be on WrestleMania, but they cut it. You know,
It's Chris
I
Sabin
don't.
and
fucked up his
I
hand.
actually don't. I don't think so. There was no build for this match.
no,
I
no,
like.
this build. These guys have been feuding with each other, for months now. All three of them, like they're all having matches. DIY
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Motor
They've
City
been at
Machine
each other
Guns.
for ages.
Yeah,
But
they've been
that's.
at each other
But I
for
mean. But
ages.
that's what. But there was no like emotional build. Like it was professional build. It was like we're gonna take the tag titles. We're gonna take. Like that. That's what I miss about wrestling nowadays. It's all got to be like so personal
Oh,
and
I see what you
promos
mean.
and.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Nothing
no,
has
no,
to
no.
be always
I,
about emotions and all of that. You're
No,
right.
I disagree, because regarding the emotions, like we're talking about competitive tag team matches, they can't all have the sort of similar beef with each other. It's just about the competition of winning
That's what. That's
the
what. That's
belts.
what
Yeah,
Chico meant. That's what he
Yeah.
meant.
yeah.
They act like you have to have some big ass emotional build for like like for a match at Mania, when it's like we need good, like I get those rivalries, but it's like we also just need those good matches, like those good professional, like listen, we're going to do a TLC, we're going to burn the house down, and one of us is going to walk out with the championships.
Yeah, I mean, you've
Sorry
got
to
this
disturb you,
natural
but
build up between
this
the
is this is
three.
the one stupid moment in the match with Johnny fucking Gargano. Like, oh look, I'm trying to reach the belt here. I'm trying to reach the belt. I could just step up another bit in the ladder and get it, but no, because I'm not really supposed to get the belt this early. It just looked really
Yeah,
fucking
well, this
stupid.
is why these kind of matches get on my tits. Like, back in the day, like if oh come on, he could have had the belt by now. Ciampa's got the belt in his hands. He could have done it, and then it's like a bit of a bad timing there.
Hello. Yeah. We were
But
saying Camper looks good without
if
the
you
beard.
watch
He looks
like
much better.
the original TLC as well, and they were just setting up the tables to do these kind of all these spots, but there was much better fluidity to it. than what you get now. Now it's the pacing is a bit slower compared to like I always go back and rewatch the first two TLC matches because they're just like among my
So
favorites of
all of these guys, you know, apart from maybe Dawkins, all of them
oh
are like are real athletes. You know, I mean, they're ideal for this. And Dawkins adds just a different element, like a power element to this. But you know, they're very nimble guys. The rest of the other five, including Montez.
One of the things that does kind of bother me a little bit.
Hang on, I'm just gonna hide the comment thing here because we can see it ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it up there, but that's okay.
I'm not a fan of the overlay. It smallens our beautiful faces.
That's why I maximize our faces on there. Then it kind of balances it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, but one thing I didn't like about the one thing that bugged me about this match is that the refs were checking on everybody like immediately. Like they didn't wait to see if they were just kind of like spot reacting, like you every time watch the refs, every time they do something, they're like in there going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And then I'm like, just if they're let them go like this if they're not okay, like unless they broke their arm, then they'll be like this.
What happens in these situations? Because these
Oh
matches
my god,
don't have
that was
time to plan. The refs are probably in their ear talking about spots and what to do next and what's happening.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess you're right about that. Yeah.
But there's so much chaos going on. It could be easy to have a fucking Rico, Jeff Hardy moment. Remember that one? Where Rico's about to do a backflip and he's going, "Jeff, where the hell are you?"
Yeah.
It was Jeff Hardy forgot his moment.
Yeah. So
they don't want that again.
They're like coordinating.
Yeah.
Did you see the Rock's interview? Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
No, I haven't watched it.
Guys, it was like the guy. I don't know who sucked the soul out of Dwayne Johnson, but he's just become a soulless corporate shithead.
No, it was Disney. Disney did it.
Disney sucked his life out. I don't know. I think he just sucked his own life out.
Well, no, that would be maybe money did. Money like
greed and cares, by the way.
Money and protecting his brand have just kind of sucked the life out of him. And that interview, like, firstly, I loathe Pat McAfee with a passion. I don't get his appeal. I hate everything about him. Like watching Mania and him not shutting the fuck up over every moment. I was when Gunther choked him, I was so happy. I was just like, I wish somebody just choked the guy out.
Gunther's fighting him at Backlash, in my opinion.
Eh?
I think Gunther's going to fight McAfee at Backlash.
Well, no, Gunther's been suspended.
Well, yeah. Kayfabe suspended.
Obviously, because he's going to fight time off. So I think he's just taking a bit of time off. They might.
I think that's the same with Cody Rhodes as well. By the way, Cody Rhodes is taking some time off.
Yeah, he was at Disney World the other day.
Yeah, they deserve it, man.
I 100% agree. I think they should do rotations like that. Not only does it keep feuds fresh, but it also keeps titles off of people forever. Like you have Cody who has a belt for a year. I think that's too long, but still, like now that the Cena thing's going on, though, I mean, I kind of do like the idea of Orton and Cena again, but it's like we finally get heel Cena and face Orton.
Yeah, that I found so funny watching their promo, and it was a brilliant promo, by the way. And on top of that, even Randy Orton brought up the fact that we're living in some alternative dimension where I'm the good guy and you're the bad guy.
Yeah,
it was brilliant. But even then, like like people are saying, okay, we need to turn Dominic Mysterio face now because he's getting cheers. No, the reason why he's getting cheers is he's so good as a heel. Keep him as a heel, but let him get cheered. Is that so much to ask? I don't think so. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just keep. He works as a heel. He works as a slimy git quote. And yeah, we love him. I was so happy that one of the best moments was him like becoming Intercontinental Champion. Somebody just take somebody's false leg and beat them over.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's got to be WWE 2K26.
That's why last night, I don't know if you were watching the chat, I called it the TLC PL. Tables, ladders, chairs, and prosthetic legs.
Got it straight out of the fucking ECW playbook there.
right?
Zach Gowen would be fucking
That was
proud.
fantastic. That is probably the highlight here. Just seeing somebody use a prosthetic leg.
Like, sorry, just another thing as well. Like, for instance, Jacob Fatu's also getting face pops as well. But keep him heel, like keep him bad guy, keep him the way that fans like him. Don't all of a sudden start pandering to the audience because
Yeah,
he's
no.
getting cheers.
But that's like Eddie
keep doing what
Guerrero.
you're doing.
Eddie Guerrero was the same way. He did all the lying, cheating, and stealing, but people loved him. Now I get it; it's a little different because Eddie was definitely a face, but he still didn't change his cheat,
Yeah.
his gimmick.
No, but Zam, like that's a good point in the sense that what annoys me with wrestling is suddenly because somebody's been liked by the crowd and cheered by the crowd, they have to change their personality
Mm-hmm.
and become more of a face. It's just like, no, you just make him slightly less of an arsehole, but keep the personality exactly the same. Keep the shenanigans exactly the same. That's what people want to cheer. You don't have to turn anybody heel. Like, you don't need the heel face dynamic. People are just going to cheer and boo whoever they want
Yeah.
to, and you just go with it. You tweak a few things accordingly. But wrestling is just still stuck in this era of
Oh.
sophistication. Okay, you've had ads, so we are at 14 minutes and 43 seconds.
No, I'm like, okay, I'm at 2 seconds in front of you, which is fine. I've kind of been guessing based on how long the ads are.
Pause it,
that's right.
unpause it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will. Don't.
He's ahead, so it's okay. It's all right if he's ahead. Oh,
And
here
I've
we
already
go.
seen the match, so
Oh, lovely.
that was a beautiful swanton over the top.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but what's this wrestler's name? Not Dawkins. What's his name?
Montel Ford.
Montel Ford.
Montez.
Yeah.
Montez. Sorry, Montez
Montez
Ford.
Ford should be main
Yeah.
eventing. He needs to be a singles. Like, he's too good for the tag
Yeah.
division.
Well,
Like, like for instance, I know you're not a bigger fan of Randy Orton, but right now, and I call it Randy Orton's bipolar face gimmick. I love it. You know what I mean? Because he's a guy who wants to be good, but he's got these voices in his fucking head, and and then he reacts to them. He's a bit like he's almost become like a bit of a modern day Stone Cold to a degree. But that fucking arcade is going to come out of nowhere at some point.
I've done a complete 180 on Orton. I couldn't stand the guy just because he was just boring. But in the last couple of years, especially like last 2-3 years, he's become Mr. Zero Fucks Given, and is just having way more fun. Like, just all the little things that he's doing is just making him like more fun now. And like at the moment, I'm currently just whatever he's doing, I'm just loving it. So yeah, I've completely done a 180 on Orton. I'm happy to admit that.
I want him to stay face now for the rest of his career. I don't want him to be heel anymore. Like, he's had most of his career, he's played a heel. I think he deserves the face turn whilst he's as hot as he is. And as far as I'm concerned as well, like, people should only turn face or heel when the crowd are not reacting to them in the right way. And right now the crowd are loving Orton, and you can't turn Orton heel whilst he's being loved. That's always the stupidest move. Only turn him heel when they're not being loved anymore.
Yeah. But again, I think that's what Ginger's saying. Is just like he's just got these zero fucks given, and it's just like it's actually a really good. Like, it's good for him. He's right. It gives him more personality, and it actually makes him more endearing.
Yeah, he's just like, when he's just the way he's reacting to certain things, the way he's like, random shit's going on in the ring, and he's just laughing along to it or dancing or doing these little things where before he wouldn't do these things. He was such a rigid, boring bastard. Like, I couldn't stand the guy. Now, I can't wait to see him on screen. Because I'm like, what's he going to do? When Joe Hendry comes out, he's sitting there dancing to his music.
Yeah.
Things like that. And it's just like, I'm like, yeah, no, whatever Orton's doing now, he's in the twilight of his career. Just go out like this. Go out on the random good shit.
Well, he said he's the furniture. You know what I mean? Like the guy is a lifer, man. Like, he's not going anywhere. I don't think he's going to be Cena, by the way, at Backlash. I don't think he's beating
Oh
Cena.
no, I don't think he's
No,
beating
it's not
Cena.
beating Cena. I mean, the match is not going to be like the most enthralling thing in the world.
No, but I think that their promo work is going to be good, like like normal.
That too,
Backlash
Gary.
is in
I agree there.
Backlash
Like,
is in
all
2
that should
weeks,
happen
man.
when you've lost steam as a good guy. Yeah, absolutely.
No,
Backlash is in
I
2
just
fucking
think
weeks.
that they need to let the crowd enjoy Orton and just kind of let him go. Let him do his thing. Like people are enjoying it. Let
I
them
don't think
sing.
anyone's going to tell Orton at this point in time in his career not to do what he's doing. Like, I
Yeah.
think he.
But by the way, did you see that clip of him like being astonished at the prices people were paying for WrestleMania? Like he spoke to a family, and like the nosebleed seats are worth $250, and this one family spent $30,000. You know, and he couldn't believe it. He was shocked, and he complained about it.
Oh come on, man! You still haven't got the belt. They've botched that twice now. Where Champ has got the belts in his hands, and then they've just taken too
Yeah, but
long.
look what they're doing there. I mean, like he's got to hang the way he's hanging. I mean, that's
Well, you're not supposed to pull the belts off. There's actually a hook that you pull the belts off of.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
I get it, but even that, it was just taking too long, and it was, that things like that bug me. There needs to be somebody needs to be doing something beneath him while that's happening, not waiting for him to get there and then come into the ring. That was a terrible table swap. I'm sorry, but that was way
they're
too.
genuinely checking on them to see if they're okay after like every heavy move. I don't blame the ref for doing that.
Yeah. What was we talking about before?
Chelsea Green's ass, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean that's always a given.
Look how Ciampa came down on his leg, though.
Yeah, he did.
I'm surprised he didn't break it.
Yeah.
I think Alex Shelley put a gum shield in his mouth.
Doesn't he always had a? He's always.
I
Had
will
a gum
say,
shield.
I think he always has a gum shield.
Yeah, he's always.
Oh,
He's
okay.
always worn a gum shield.
I think Saban wears one as well.
Yeah. I think. Well, it's probably merchandising. They probably say MCG.
MCG.
Yeah, whatever it is.
MSG. Fuck's sake! I should know that. Been following them for how many years? Oh, by the way, if you follow, like, do subscribe to the TNA channel on YouTube, because they do these long, like, Impact marathons of like each year. They just play them back to back.
They're doing that with WCW right now.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
And when we're talking about TNA, like Saban and Shelley are TNA guys as well. Like AJ Styles is. It'll be good to see them go back to TNA with all these swap overs that TNA and WWE are doing.
They did go back.
They did?
Yeah, they popped up. They popped up there at kind of the beginning of this whole crossover thing. Yeah, I mean, they were fresh out. They were not long out of TNA when
I was about to say they weren't. It doesn't surprise me. Like, see, it's like 2 years ago. Two years ago, I was like, oh, this is so crazy. TNA showing up on WWE, and it's just like, I was just like, and then all of a sudden now I realize, oh, they're pulling a Paul Heyman, Vince McMahon right now. Like they're WWE's basically helping them subsidizing stuff and for TNA, and they're basically exchanging talent and.
Yeah, and TNA is going to end up as NXT Canada.
Oh no, I can't pull it. Oh no, look at so stupid.
Hi, Riker. Yes, I know.
It's a good match, but
by the way, did you see Montez Ford ring attire when he came out for this match?
I didn't see the entrances.
I swear he was paying homage to HBK.
Oh, the zebra thing. Well, probably
with the cowboy hat and everything.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
The Street Profits won it. Were they the champions already? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun match. That definitely could have been on Mania. And on Mania, it would have had a bit more intensity for sure. But yeah,
Sorry, Riker, stop, dude, asshole.
good match, but a couple of took too long to do.
Alistair
Certain
Black is back as well. He gave he's gonna bury the Miz.
Yeah,
Miz
right.
has become Miz like I've been here for 20 years and I wasn't on the card and stuff. Like Randy Orton's fighting John Cena. I was the one who beat Randy Orton for the title, and I'm the one who beat John Cena at WrestleMania, and all of this shit. And then fucking Alistair Black super kicks him as soon as he comes back, and now they're gonna fight on SmackDown next week. And Alistair's gonna beat him because that's where Miz is now in his career, putting people over, which is totally fine. He's totally fine. Like he's a lifer as well. He's gonna go Hall of Fame. He's gonna be all of that. He's guaranteed. To.
So I heard a stat that was really weird. Like somebody said that Miz has been in the WWE just as long as the Undertaker is next year. Is that can't be right?
Well, when he.
Somebody said that the Undertaker was a part of WWE.
Say that again.
Somebody
as a full-time.
No, I can't hear you. Hold on 1 second. What the fuck's happened to my?
I don't know, but I can hear. Can you hear me, Ginge?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well, anyway, so yeah, somebody was saying that the Miz, as of next year, the Miz will have been in the WWE just as long as the Undertaker, and I'm like,
just as long as the Undertaker.
It could be in terms of full time.
Maybe. I mean, I guess that's true. I didn't think about it that way. I was just thinking in the WWE in general.
Maybe as full time. We'll have a look at the stats later, but that would have surprised me because I mean the Miz has been there since what 06, 07?
Mm-hmm.
Or longer actually. I think he's been there for 20 years.
I mean, I think he was a part of development. It depends on if they count development.
Like, he was Tough Enough and all of that. I think he was in the first series of Tough Enough. So,
well, okay. So I mean, maybe then. I mean, if they're only counting full time, that makes more sense. I heard that and I was like, what? Like,
Let's have a look. Okay.
Well, Zam tries to figure out his technical problems.
I can't hear you. Give me a sec.
Well, we're not listening to you anyway, Zam, so it doesn't matter.
So let's see. The Undertaker and the Miz had multiple. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Hang on. All right, let's see. The Miz.
Okay.
Okay, you can hear us now.
Sorry, can you say that again one more time about the Undertaker?
Ginger's looking into it.
You repeat it while I have a look.
Undertaker debuted in 19. Okay, Gary says Undertaker debuted in 1990 and retired in 2017.
Yes,
he retired.
Yeah, he did.
He retired in 2017.
Yeah.
I thought.
But Undertaker's been wrestling. Undertaker's been wrestling before he went to the WWE.
He didn't retire in 2017.
No.
He was still fighting during COVID and all of that, but he retired full time. So yeah, that's a weird statistic because that's 27 years and Miz is 20 years.
Maybe they do mean the full time thing. Then maybe that's what they're talking about. Like,
yeah, but Undertaker
wasn't full time in 2017. He stopped being full time in from 2010, I think.
Yeah, because he'd only show up for Mania, collect a check, and go home.
That's it.
Mania and the odd other appearance, if need be. But still, he was wrestling before he became the Undertaker. He was Mark Callow, and all of that sort of shit. Like, before.
But when was that in WWF or was that in WCW?
No, that wasn't in WWE. But regardless, he hasn't been. People assume that he began wrestling in 1990. He'd been wrestling for years before that. So he's been wrestling for a good 40 years. So
Miz made his debut in 2005 in WWE.
So now he's at 20, and then Undertaker. Okay, it doesn't matter. I just thought it was a weird statistic somebody kept saying, and I really was like, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it must be a full-time, part-time thing. I can't see it being anything else.
Oh, so Logan Paul's not. So Logan Paul's, he's finally started his clock then as full time because he just this year signed on full time. That's because nobody else wants him. That's why.
No, but I give Miz a lot of credit. He paid his dues. He came off this annoying fuck who's part of a reality TV show shit. He wasn't even wrestling initially. He was just doing interviews and stuff like that initially. but he got his stuff together, and he went through all the turbulations and stuff like that with people like JBL, and he's become a mainstay now. Like the guy is part of like Randy Orton. He's a lifer. You know,
No, I
he'll
agree.
go into commentary and all of that.
I've
Yeah.
always liked
Yeah.
him as. I always thought that
Me too.
I've always liked him. I always thought that they kind of screwed him over just like in regards to like championships, you know, like, yeah, he had that really good one back in what was it, 2010, but like, and then they gave him like a 1 day reign after that, you know, but
Yeah, yeah. I agree, but still, he's had a really good career, man. Like he's had a better WWE career than most wrestlers who are still in the WWE. You know, he's only
and
probably
yet
got
he wasn't on Mania. Now I know he was a part of all
well,
the Mania buildup and stuff, but he wasn't even on Mania. This year's Mania had so many weird people missing. Who else was missing? Somebody else was missing that was really odd. That's like a mainstay in WWE. And I don't remember who it was. There was a couple people that people were saying they should have been on at least on the card somewhere. But
Yeah.
well, at some point, Miz, in my opinion, will go face again because they've tried to make him face a couple of times, and for some reason, the WWE think it's not working. I disagree. I think the fans are quite endeared to Miz. I think he will end up being a face again, and I think it'll work out really well, and he'll be like another Randy Orton.
he was a face for a hot minute with R-Truth when they were tagging again last year, right around last year's WrestleMania,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
And then he
But they
turned
just
heel again, like
yeah, like keep him as a face, you know, like he's offering nothing as a heel. It's the same old, in my opinion. Yeah, he's not reinventing himself as a heel anymore. Like he just
I don't.
Miz
I don't need to see the Miz on TV every day. What I want to see Miz now is just transition into
commentary.
commentary, things like
Yeah,
that. Be a color commentator. It'll be brilliant. You know, I mean, they relegated Corey Graves, which I don't know why, because I love Corey Graves. Can't fucking stand. I really love Pat McAfee with a passion. I can't like the guy just is everything I can't stand in a commentator, and like just relegating Corey Graves, even off of like SmackDown or Raw, or whatever he was just stupid. So in that case, just put the Miz in that position.
I mean, either that or
yeah, I agree.
I hear Wade Barrett's coming. Wade Barrett might be going back to active competition, is what I heard. So maybe swap Miz and Wade Barrett back. You know,
Wade Barrett's an excellent commentator. I don't want him to.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Wade Barrett in the ring though too. Like he is your William Regal of this generation, and that's why I was so sad to see him
One
get
of the most worst booked people.
Oh yeah,
By
he
far.
horribly booked. Horribly booked.
William Regal of this generation is Gunter.
Okay, I mean,
No, because it's not the same kind of personality.
No. I think they've got a similar wrestling style. They've got this sort of like
the strong style,
there's
European strong
yeah,
style kind of thing.
yeah, and
So
so and
Wade Barrett
yeah,
has that as well, like the kind of strong style. But yeah, well, they could both just be the William Regal. Doesn't have to be just one of them.
you know what? Just tag them up. Just tag team them. It'll be great. When we have great talent that could be like world title caliber, we just relegate them to tag team. Apparently, you know that's what they do. So, Ginge, what do you think of that tag team, that triple threat tag? You said it was
it was really good. Just a couple of spots that just irked me that took too long to kind of execute, and it's never a good look. But other than that, that was definitely worthy of WrestleMania. It probably would have been slightly more harder hitting on Mania as well. And yeah, you could have easily just got rid of like other matches and have that. You could have got rid of the Raw tag team belts and put those on there because the Raw, the War Raiders and the New Day thing just came out of nowhere. It was a pointless match. Nobody gave a shit. So you could have just left that out and put that in. You know what I mean? The New Days, they were fantastic a decade ago, but now, it's time to just kind of wind down their career. None of us will ever live down how badly they booked Kofi Kingston after he became champion. And so with that point, don't get me wrong, I love them as heels. I think they're great as heels, but they've kind of had their time in the sun now.
I think Xavier Woods still has a little bit left in the tank, but you're right. Like with Kofi, like I'm kind of like, yeah, he kind of needs to maybe transition to manager of Xavier Woods, and maybe just start putting Xavier on a singles run for the US title, or so at least start him there, like get him in the singles.
I think Kofi can be recovered in a way because a guy became a main eventer and then got horribly booked, obviously against Brock Lesnar, to turn him into what he is now. But there's nothing saying that they can't recover that. I blame Vince for that. But here's your guy, you've got him, but no, we're gonna fucking bury him. And I've always said that the match he did have against Brock, he could have lost that match, but they could have just made it a proper fucking match.
Yeah, it was not a burial.
Back and forth.
Yeah,
not a burial. Yeah.
It was a burial.
Yeah, I was never mad that he lost the match, but yeah, the way they did him in that was just awful. And he never recovered.
No.
And yeah.
Now that day's gone, because I'm sorry to say it, but even in Triple H's era, he's just as racist. Like the way he's booking black talent is just abysmal. Like, is there any major black talent in the world title scene at the moment? I can't think of anyone.
Cody Rhodes.
Oh yeah, you're right, Cody Rhodes. Yeah, absolutely.
He ended racism, man. Remember?
He ended racism. Had a black baby and ended racism. That was it. But
yep.
I can't see it at the moment. Like Obafemi is going to come up to the main roster, and he's just going to dwindle into.
He's brilliant.
Obafemi.
He's brilliant. Yeah, I like Obafemi. Whenever I watch NXT, I think, wow, there's some real fucking good talent there, man. They're swamped with it now, WWE. I don't even know what they can do with all the talent that they got. In a way, it's almost good that they got all these different factions and shows so that these talent can be main eventers in their own right.
This is why I always say every single title must have 6 or 7. 7's probably better for the singles titles, because it's the same as there's a rule in writing. You've got to always have 7 main characters. That's just the rule of law. For some reason, the formula works. 7 main characters. You'll see it in a lot of shows. And in this, wrestling should be no different. You can't just have Cody Rhodes and saying now John Cena, then Cody Rhodes, and then back to like one person. It's got to be a rotation. That's what made the Attitude Era great. Is you had Kurt Angle, you had Undertaker, you had The Rock, you had Stone Cold, you had Mankind, you had
Triple H
in there, in that rotation, and that's what made it great. And the same should be now. We lost that when John Cena kind of became the guy, and we ended up back at Hulk Hogan era wrestling, where it was just like one guy and then a competitor.
Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, John Cena. Yeah, it's.
I mean, like you had Batista, and he actually did. But prior to him being a Hollywood star, he did actually beat Cena in a one-on-one match, quite convincingly. But then, you had other people like Edge and stuff like that who were top guys, but they were always second best to John Cena all the fucking time. CM Punk as well. And it wasn't until Daniel Bryan came along. By the way, do you remember when John Cena had to choose who his opponent was, and he did choose Daniel Bryan, but that's because the fans were constantly saying Daniel Bryan. Did he do that because the fans said that?
That's still one main guy with other competitors coming in. There was no rotation in Cena's era. Cena was always there. And if it wasn't Cena always there, you had Orton always there. The other guys been gone a couple of months with a belt, and that was it.
I would say Triple H as well, by the way.
You know,
Triple H, and HBK to a degree.
And that was it. You know, but it was always like
Jericho getting buried, yeah.
Okay, whereas in the Attitude Era, you know, it was with Stone Cold, it was with The Rock, it was with Triple H, it was with Undertaker, it was with Kurt Angle. You know, and it was rotating around them every time, constantly changing. And that every belt should be like that. Even the tag belts, even the mid-card belts, because it keeps it interesting. Plus, because there's so much going on, you can rest your wrestlers. Mm-hmm. Like Cody Rhodes can take a lot more time off to kind of recover after carrying a company for a year and all this kind of stuff, because people have other things to entertain. They don't need the main one guy to come back and carry it.
You want to join us, Jose?
Jose, you want to jump in? We're talking wrestling.
Actually, that'd be good. Actually, I got to dip out. So if Jose wants to come in, I can dip out.
Before you dip out, I just want to quickly say that time when when John Cena did choose Daniel Bryan as the guy he would fight, and then he ended up losing to him, the fans were constantly saying Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan. Did he listen to the fans and went against Vince's orders, or was it always supposed to be Daniel Bryan? But I don't know.
We'll never know.
Yeah, I guess
We'll never know. They really just wanted to just not have Daniel Bryan in there because it was a little guy and all of that. But you know, your best moments have come not mainly from Vince's booking, but from just natural crowd kind of engagement. You know, and
I mean,
Yeah,
remember what happened on Taboo Tuesday years ago. I know I'm bringing way back, but remember I'm trying to remember who the actual opponent was supposed to be for the Intercontinental title, but the fans voted overwhelmingly for Shelton Benjamin, and Shelton Benjamin was not supposed to win that vote. He was there as just, hey, he's in here. It was supposed to be, I think, like Jericho or something, or I don't remember who the champion was, but like Shelton was like, they basically had to go out and impromptu a match. You know, like
it was also supposed to be for the for the WWE title, but they quickly changed their mind on that and made it the Intercontinental. And on top of that, future iterations of that with the Cyber Sunday and all of that, they kind of changed not the outcome. What's the term? Like what you could vote for, basically.
Jose, if you want to join us.
Maybe, because they didn't, before it was like, okay, who's going to fight in this match? Then they already had the people ready to fight in the match. They just wanted the stipulation. Whereas Vince doesn't mind doing stipulation matches. Like, is it going to be a ladders match? Is it going to be this match or that match?
Hey, DH.
Now hold on a minute, players. Wait a minute, players.
Wait. Yep. DH, tag out. I gotta go.
All right. Well, hold on a minute, players. I am going to make this a tag team match.
Thank you.
Holla, holla, holla. Yep.
Holla, holla.
So y'all are talking Breakfast Club, huh? In the TLC match and all that crazy shit that happened.
Oh yes, we were talking.
By the way, first TLC for 5 years. By the way, just so you know.
Damn. Oh yeah, because it used to be a TLC pay-per-view, and then they retired that. I'm glad that they retired the gimmick pay-per-views to an extent.
Well, they made it Money in the Bank, which is just a boring ladder match.
Yeah.
Well, they got rid of the TLC because chair matches are shit.
Yeah.
So they would have a tables match, they have a ladders match, they have a chair match, and then they have a TLC match.
I did manage to see that. I did manage to see the Orton Cena promo, and I'm like, all right, rivalry renewed. This is a match that I wish they would have just done at WrestleMania, because it's like Cena and Orton is one of those matches that should have happened at a WrestleMania.
I would say SummerSlam.
They've had SummerSlam matches.
Yeah, but I wouldn't mind again.
Because then you've got to do it next year. You couldn't have done it this year. So you had to do like a whole year, and I don't even think John Cena's going to be around like for the whole year.
He'll come back. He'll come back for one more, because retirement in wrestling doesn't exist. No one can ever convince me that retirement exists in pro wrestling.
No, I guarantee the Undertaker will pop up at some point as well.
Yeah, he'll come back. He'll come back.
I don't think so. I know Shawn Michaels did come back, but even that.
We don't acknowledge that. We don't acknowledge that.
No. For me, no. I don't care what you guys say. For me, that is the greatest train wreck match of all time.
It's true. It's true. Yeah.
It's true. I just don't. It's true. I
love that match. I love that match for being the train wreck that it is. It is glorious.
Triple H.
It's like when you watch a film that's so bad it's good.
The Room.
That's what that was.
So
bad it's good.
Because at that time, like Triple H, Undertaker and Kane was so out of shape. Their heaving guts are going up and down. Michael hasn't had fought in 8 years. He's rusty as fuck. Triple H is injury prone. Yep. Kane's mask was flying off all the fucking time. It was glorious. I fucking loved it, man.
And it was a combined, and it was like a combined age of like 200. Yeah.
And being those four veterans as well to train wreck that match. You got four of the top guys of the company yeah, it couldn't get any better of a fuck up than that. I love that match. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. Love it. I can go back to that all the time.
Had it been 10
Zam
years
does a great
earlier.
job of selling garbage, and in this instance, not in general, I'm just saying. So there you go. There's your man there. If you want to talk up what's going to be a train wreck, just put Zam to sell it, and people will buy it because he's absolutely right. It's so.
And it happened in Saudi Arabia. All these fucking sheiks are smoking this shisha and shit. Fucking watching this shit. Yeah, glorious. Couldn't happen be better than that. Oh man, I loved it.
Dance for me, monkeys. Dance for me, kind of thing.
Dance, damn it, and like it.
And like DX and Brothers of Destruction, that match only happened because they were the closest thing they could get to Attitude Era wrestlers.
Yep.
Because they wanted the fucking Ultimate Warrior to come back and
Yokozuna, but both of them been gone.
Not realizing he was dead.
He'd been dead for years. So oh god, yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
What did you think of the TLC match on SmackDown? By the way,
I thought that it was a really good match. I mean, honestly, it's one of their better TLC matches that they put on in a long time. I love the tribute to Edge and Jeff Hardy. That was the highlight of the whole match for me.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I'm not ready for Street Profits to break up just yet, but by SummerSlam, I think it's going to be time. I want Montez to go singles.
I think Montez needs to go solo.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a bit torn because this match should be a Mania match. I do think it was on the card for Mania, but they cut it, which is why it was on SmackDown.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think it's really good that television shows get matches like this.
Yeah, because it gives you a reason to tune in the following week.
Yeah. I remember during the Attitude Era and stuff like that, you would get your TLC match, on Raw or whatever. It was great.
Yeah.
Having all these crazy matches, and so to have it on SmackDown, I've got no qualms with it either. But it's the SmackDown after Mania. You think to yourself, this could have been on Mania. It could have been.
If you would have taken out, like I think the women's tags, and you would have done a couple other matches, you could have put it on like one of the nights for WrestleMania, and it would have stole the fucking show. But what do I know?
Yeah.
I mean, I think, if they had put this on Mania, it definitely would have stole the show. Because I said it would have had a bit more intensity to it as well. It would have been a bit more, like, better choreographed. And because it's obviously a main show. So.
Yep.
But it was really good.
It was the wrestlers themselves, which is why, if it was like wrestlers who were more renowned, even though, don't get me wrong, as wrestling fans, those motherfuckers are renowned, especially Sabian and Shelley, who've been around, for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Then I think WWE would have respected the match a little bit more. But if certain other people were in that match, like if Kofi Kingston and
were in it.
They would. It would have been.
It would have just been another like meh kind of thing. But
yep.
When it's people that are just trying to say, hey, you shouldn't have left us out kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I love New Day. I love what they're doing, but I'm kind of ready for New Day to be just about done because I don't think Big E's coming back. I'm like, I don't think Big E's going to come back, which honestly, for the sake of his health, I hope he doesn't. I'd rather he not come back. I think he's going to have a job for life as like one of those pre-show, post-show panelists because he's great at that kind of role. Maybe even as a commentator, I think he would excel. But I'm pretty much done with New Day after like this heel run is over.
This heel run's got to last at least a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with New Day as well, like it would be good to just, put all three of them on commentary in like every so often, like for like special matches or whatever, just having fun.
Yeah.
On commentary. I don't need a fucking play-by-play for everything because a lot of the time with me, if the crowd ain't great, I've got things on mute. It's the same with football. I've got things on mute because there's nothing I need to hear that I haven't heard a million times already. So, but if you put something like that, like them have like special guest commentary and all this kind of stuff, it'd be brilliant.
They'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant.
Yep.
Like just allow them to have the kind of banter they have on the gaming channel.
And I don't know if you guys just talked about that TLC match and that was it, but it's like Cena Orton is obviously the next big thing, and I'm like, okay, let's just get this out the way. Orton is not going to beat John Cena for his 15th title. Not yet. I don't see it.
No.
Oh yeah, Orton's not winning. You know, as they go on about all the fucking dates, like I said, like as far as I'm concerned, Cena's keeping that belt right up till fucking Australia because they mentioned the fact that he's we talked about this the other day, Ginger. The fact that they at WrestleMania they promoted the fact that he was going to be in Australia, in October. It's like, okay, you might as well just say that he's going to be winning at WrestleMania now. If you advertise on WrestleMania that he's going to be in fucking Perth, Australia in October, which far I'm concerned, which means he's holding the belt until October at least, or around about that period. We might have a rematch around about then, but even then, his television shows Raw and SmackDown in Australia.
Until then it's probably not going to drop it until. I mean, I hope he doesn't hold on to it until next bloody Mania. That's ridiculous.
I don't think he will. I don't see him going that far.
Lose it at the Rumble, then.
Yeah.
No, he'll lose it at Survivor Series, possibly.
Or Survivor Series, yeah.
Yeah, November. Yeah, that's a good pay-per-view to lose a belt.
Yeah.
Because lose it to Drew McIntyre. Not back to bloody Cody Rhodes. We don't need Cody Rhodes back in the title picture just yet.
No, and if you're going to do this redemption arc, Cena's got to get his ass kicked. That's how this needs to go. Like John Cena's got to get his ass beat in order for this redemption arc to work.
Yeah,
I'm just sick and tired of.
Randy Orton win it at Survivor Series. You can do a nice long rivalry between them two going forward. A kind of like a farewell tour for the pair of them, because
Yeah.
Did you see like John Cena on the Pat McAfee show? Like he totally became regular John Cena again.
Yep.
Like mate, you're not selling this gimmick too well, are you? And like, for fuck's sake. And he's doing a really poor fucking job on that particular fact.
Speaking of fucking selling, fuck The Rock. I got something to say to you, Dwayne. You asshole. You fucking go on the Pat McAfee show and you just outright bury fucking kayfabe. Your dad and your uncles would be so fucking pissed at you right now if they saw if they saw and heard everything you said. Like you're like, oh, it's a work, it's a show, and it's like we all know that, but you don't need to fucking take it away from us. We know it's a work, we know it's a show. You don't have to fucking tell us that.
Yeah. We've got a behind the scenes documentary coming up on it. So.
Oh yeah.
A writer's room and all of that shit. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, fuck kayfabe.
Yeah, they're doing that. Yeah.
I'm all for it because I love that kind of stuff. But I think that's just going to piss people off even more because they're just going to be like, what the fuck is this kind of book? And so this is just a room of morons.
Yep.
This kind of shit.
You already know Cornette's going to have a stroke. Like the minute that first episode airs, it's like that's the first person I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Screeching. American screeching.
I'm just not a fan of it at this moment. Johnson is still coming out in all these different colored shirts, but they're still trying to sell merchandise with him. And that fucking cum rag he has, which says, the last time is now. Like I can't fucking stand it, man. I mean,
all he had to do was just come out with one fucking shirt. That was it. You don't need to come out with a million fucking shirts. Have one shirt.
Black
That's
shirt.
it. Yeah.
That just said John Cena, and that was it.
Black shirt, black hat, John Cena's name on it. That's all you got to do. Simple as that.
It.
It's the easiest thing in the world. And
or
it would
the
still
last
sell.
time you'll see me kind of thing. Whatever.
Yeah. And that would sell. It's like you could wear that shit for the next 6 months and it would sell out.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bury my
multicolor thing. You're right.
I'm gonna bury one of my
Green Zelina Vega match. By the way, it's a good match so far.
Yeah, good match.
Yeah.
Weird timing.
Weird
timing for Zelina to win it though. But what are you gonna do?
Well, I'm watching it now to see if it was a botched finish.
Yeah.
Because it kind of feels like out of nowhere. So.
And I know they're trying to keep that Raw after Mania crowd around, so they're gonna have to really try to sustain it this next week, or really try to keep it built up.
No, it's done now. Like if any the hardcore wrestling fans would have probably been on SmackDown before Mania, and they would have possibly been on SmackDown after Mania. And
now they're gonna dip.
People have to go back to their lives. But I want to quickly show you something, Ginger. I showed this to Jose the other day. as you know my mate Ray. He what the fuck is it? He bought some merchandise off the WWE shop.
You're gonna laugh your ass off when you see it too.
he bought this Triple H belt for 600 quid. Look, Ray, if you're watching, I'm really sorry, mate, but I couldn't tell you over the phone. But when you told me you bought this for 600 quid, I thought, what the fuck is wrong with you? I couldn't believe it.
To buy a Nazi skull belt.
That's the belt there, ladies and gentlemen, on the left.
Oh my god!
600 quid for that. I'm sorry, but that Ray, I love you, but that's fucking stupid.
$850, Jesus, and that's not even taking into account the tax and shipping fees and all that shit you have to pay for this fucking thing.
Well, in the UK, I don't think there's tax afterwards. It'll just be shipping fees.
Yeah, but here we got to pay taxes.
Yeah, here you have to pay taxes afterwards. Us, VAT is always included in the prices. But that's crazy. Yo, just wanted to share some custom stuff I made. Hope you did. Oh no, Sasha, I think we've had you on before.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Yeah, we've had you on here before trying to sell your stuff.
We're poor, mate. You know, we don't have any fucking views to fucking make the money in order to buy your shit in the first place.
Instagram account and all that kind of stuff, and keep pushing it, we'll just block you.
But okay, yeah, now we've got Backlash coming up, and then I think Money in the Bank is going to be after that. Oh yeah, and the Triple H thing. I'm kind of actually curious to see what they do with it. I think it's going to get rebranded though.
No, that's sorry to interrupt you. 1 second, Jose. That wasn't a botch finish.
Oh, okay, they got it right, huh?
That was a perfectly right finish. Yeah, I mean,
I think
afterwards.
I think the timing is just weird, considering that it was like Chelsea Green was bitching about like, hey, why the fuck am I not on WrestleMania? And here you go again. It's another example of why the fuck was this not on WrestleMania?
They better not be punishing her for saying that.
Yeah.
I hope it is just to push her to the moon, because she should be like, there was a huge outcry by people saying that she should have been on there. So hopefully it's the WWE acknowledging.
But you know how WWE are. Oh, how dare you say that you want this person? Fuck you, we're going to bury him. I mean,
they've done it too.
And they do that. Like, you don't tell us what to do. We tell you what to watch, and you fucking love it. You know, and that's how it was under Vince.
That's under Vince, but I guarantee Triple H should do the same, because you've seen how like triggered and annoyed he's been.
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, this is fucking great, because he's like, oh, you internet fans, shut the fuck up. Just like it and watch it. And it's like, don't tell your internet fans that, because here's the deal. 90% of the world has the internet now. And you wouldn't shut the fuck up about like YouTube and social media and Twitter. And they've done this since like 2012, and it's not going to change. It's like you're catering to the internet, yet you're telling us to shut the fuck up. Pick one.
And you're in a position now where your ticket prices are so high. Like, The Rock openly admits the only reason he came back for Backlash was because they weren't selling tickets.
Yep.
For it, and I'm not surprised. Like, they're so expensive.
You mean Elimination Chamber?
Yeah, you mean Elimination Chamber, but yeah.
My apologies. What did I say?
Yep. You said Backlash.
Sorry.
Bareback.
Because it's coming up, so it's in the back of my mind.
That makes sense.
Elimination Chamber, they weren't selling like as many tickets, so that's why The Rock came in, and they advertised it as such.
And also, okay, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think Rock is suffering from old man syndrome? And what I mean by that is this motherfucker's like rambling on now. Like, when he talks, it's like Rock rambles on for 20 minutes about nothing. Oh, cat.
Sorry, I'm talking to my cat.
Yep.
I don't want on my bed because I'm sick and tired of our hairs all over my bed.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry, Jose.
He's corporate. He's literally corporate now. Everything about him is protecting his brand. So he's so boring the way he talks. Everything about him is just so dead and vapid and just hollow, meaningless filth, and it's just boring.
Yeah, I'm in the camp of I don't want to see The Rock anymore. I'm just done with him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as he's not going to be involved in promotions, if he is, then obviously you want to see him. But he cuts a great heel promo. But for me, I think Triple H is suffering from Vince McMahon syndrome.
Yeah.
Initially, I think Triple H was all about giving the people what they want to a degree. But now but for a while, because he was getting such high praise, he thought my shit doesn't stink. Yeah. And then he starts thinking, okay, I know what's best for everybody. And then when people start saying, you know what, hold on, Trips, you've kind of, fucked up here and there. Like, well, fuck you. I was so great before you didn't give a fuck. And now all of a sudden you're complaining. None of you guys are ever happy. So you're going to take what I give you and you're going to fucking love it. Just like Vince McMahon was.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But also, there could be the other factor of Triple H is getting the blame for decisions that Nick Khan could be making, or Ariane Hawani, or whoever the other guy is. This could, because we know that the UFC, the TKO guys are the ones pushing all this fucking celebrity shit to the moon. Like, they're overdoing it now. With Vince, it was just like, here's one guy, there you go. But with the current regime, it's just every day cut to the crowd. Here's a celebrity. Here's this guy, and we're gonna have Bad Bunny versus bloody 2 Chainz, or whatever his fucking name is, Travis Scott.
Oh, that was under Vince, by the way.
Huh?
Bad Bunny was under Vince.
Yeah, but what he's saying is under the
celebrity versus a celebrity.
Yeah, you're gonna see Bad Bunny versus Logan Paul next. That's coming. They're gonna have a match.
Yeah, and all this kind of stuff. And it's like, I'm sorry, I don't care that a celebrity is taken to wrestling like a duck to water. They're a celebrity. I've never liked celebrities in WWE. Rarely does it go well. Rarely is it fun, because it's just a different dynamic that often clashes with how seasoned wrestlers are and the kind of timing and execution and the way they talk. And it's just, I don't want to see it anymore. I don't.
I'm a bit torn on that. But look, like I said, I'm no fan of Logan Paul, but if he's going to be in the WWE, then he needs to have like a period of time where he's wrestling. The same way when wrestlers go to Hollywood, when they come back, you want them not to be just part timers. And credit to maybe John Cena for having a bit of a stint within the WWE, but he ain't going to be wrestling on Raw or SmackDown anytime soon. He's only going to be for the pay-per-views, which is what they do now.
Yeah. But the thing with people, it's different when they go from wrestling to Hollywood and then pop in and out. They've paid their dues. They've destroyed their body. What I don't like is the celebrities coming in and pissing about, because the paradigm is just too jarring and frustrating. And when you've got a trained wrestler kicking ass 20 years, and then some twat comes along for 5 minutes and pulls off a couple of moves, and everyone's like, oh, and it's like, just fuck off. I just personally, I don't like the two mixing. You know what I mean? And nothing's ever going to top Donald Trump getting a bloody stunner.
Worst fucking stunner of all. One of the worst stunners of all time.
One of the worst, but it's Donald Trump. He was in his late 50s at the time. It's okay. It's excusable to get a fucking stunner.
No, I still like the one on Vince. The WrestleMania match with Austin Theory and all that. That was great. That was
come here, Vince. I got you. And then he's like, nope, and he fell back.
And like he tried to make it work, and I thought, oh shit, Vince's quads are gonna go again.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and it was that's glorious. Once again, that's the sort of train wreck I love. I love that sort of level, especially when it's with like seasoned wrestlers. Oh, it's just the best.
Yep. I think Zam is going to need his own train wreck segment, because we should give him that on the show.
Oh man, fucking Austin running into that crowd in his ATV, in his thing. glorious, absolutely. And you can see Nick Khan there trying to.
You know that lady.
Please don't sue.
Yeah, that lady got to comp some money. She got money.
If, like I said, if I was in that position, some people are saying, "Oh, they're overreacted" or whatever. Even if they did, you fucking get as much out of these cunts as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I'm WWE, I'm saying, you know what? You got a WrestleMania ticket for the next 10 years. There you go.
Yep.
Fuck that, man. No, but then you got to make sure that they pay for your flights and your hotel and your accommodation too.
No.
You got to cover all the.
They can sort that shit out. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, they have to do all of that. I want the fucking money.
Yeah, I'm taking the cash.
Give me the money, Lebowski.
I'll take the cash.
Give me a fucking $1 million right now.
Right now, or I'm suing you for millions.
Give me $1 million right now, or I'm fucking making a story out of this, saying how you didn't give a shit about me and you tried to compensate me with a couple of T-shirts. I want $1 million right now.
Or you can say Nick Khan came over and he spat in my face.
Yep.
And said, I'm a piece of haram
Nick
and
Khan,
all this. Just
Nick Khan threatened me saying that if I took this to the press, he was going to bury me or something like that.
Yeah,
You know,
with ice and all this kind of shit. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But now for the future of WWE, it's like, okay, things are going to cool down now for the next couple months. Money in the Bank, it'll probably pick up. AAA, I'm kind of curious to see what they do with it. I hope they don't fuck with it, but this is WWE, so chances are they'll fuck with it now that they're going to own it. So it remains
with the
to be seen what
exception
they
to
do.
WrestleMania, the rest of the WWE ticket prices, they need to go down because
Big time.
Even just for a Raw show, they're ridiculous. Like, AEW has dropped their ticket prices now because nobody was going to their bloody shows. And like, just to do a Raw show, just to get a front row seat, it's like $1,000. You know what I mean?
I could take a look. Let me see where Raw is Monday.
Have a look. It's like $1,000 to $1,500 for just a Raw show. Of course, it varies obviously town to town probably, but check for us, please. Jose.
Yep, tickets 2025. Okay, I will do.
So a guy in a group that I'm in on Facebook, so he bought tickets to Raw and Backlash, not Backlash, Clash in Paris, kind of thing. And to be fair, like the European prices were really good, and in fact, he said because he goes to all the events that come out here, he goes it's 25% cheaper than what it was last year for like Clash in a Castle. So they need to do that in the States though. They can't just do that in Europe because he paid I think 350, so it's like 100 and something for two people for 2 nights kind of thing. So it's like
okay, so let me see. Damn, they don't have anything for Raw coming up. Okay, so hypothetically, let's just say we're going to look at Monday Night Raw when they go to Paris later this year. Okay. So
for Paris, no, you can't do Paris because the tickets are cheaper there. You've got to do in the States.
Yeah, let me take a look. Okay, let me go to Raw. Like, let's say about 2 months from now.
Yeah.
Let's look at tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so for 2 tickets for the VIP package, it's going to run you about $75 for that, but I don't want that. I want ringside if they have ringside.
No, ringside. Yeah, you've got to have right at the front.
Jesus Christ. Okay, to get like row 4 or 5, it's $825.
Yep, there you go.
Like, what? Yeah, no. No, hell no.
$1,000.
Wow.
Yeah. That's row 4 and 5.
$15,000. If you go through Ticketmaster.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And that's if you're lucky to get it off Ticketmaster, because without that you're going for a third party.
Yeah,
who they buy it in bulk and then they'll sell it for 5 to 10 times the value.
And the lowest you can get, is still $75. So, but that's in like the cheap seats.
That's in the nosebleeds, man. Nobody wants to do that.
Yeah, but if you're going to a show, you're looking at easily $1,000 just to go to a Monday Night Raw taping, which is
that shouldn't be the case. Like, who's got that kind of money now?
Yeah, not to mention we're on our way to a recession, so I know people aren't going to be going to shows these next few years. Yeah. It's going to suck.
And now they're making you pay on your default payments for student loans and all this kind of shit. They're just things are going to get way worse, and WWE need to realize that, and it's going to hit them hard because if they don't adjust, because the next 4 years is going to be hell on earth, and if they don't adjust, they're going to lose. They're struggling to sell the tickets to their other pay-per-views. We saw that, we heard that already. Then there's the viewership has dropped on Netflix. And now you did a badly booked WrestleMania 41. So people are really pissed off at the moment. So you've got to really, really steer the ship. And I hate to say it, but Cena is not it. Orton is not it. It's fine to do it for a bit. But I think I'm with Zam. By Survivor Series, that shit needs to end. You can't just rely on like the old guard anymore. You need to bring up your new talent. It's going to be interesting to see. Like, they're in a good place. Don't get me wrong, but if they don't get those ticket prices under control, it's going to take its toll.
With AEW, I think Tony Khan better be thanking God that he's got his daddy's money to fund that shit. Because if it wasn't for that, they would have been fucked by now.
Oh,
With AEW, I mean, people are like, how come y'all don't take AEW seriously? I could give you a fucking crazy amount of reasons as to why, but the style that they do is just not for me, ultimately, at the end of the day.
Yeah, like the production value as well. WWE is kind of like, what's the word? Brainwashed me or honed me. I can't even think of the term. But sometimes when I watch AEW production value, I think I just can't be dealing with this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't bother me because I watch MLW and just be like loving it, and it's like doesn't have really any production value.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. I can appreciate, but stuff which is on a smaller budget. But AEW doesn't have that.
Okay,
AEW does that. AEW's got money, but somehow the way they present their shit just doesn't work for me.
No, and they're not drawn like they think they are. Like they're like, oh yeah, we're hot, we're cool. It's like, yeah, are you though?
No,
I don't think so.
After the Death Riders things, they really, and it's a shame because, okay, the last pay per view they did, I didn't like it. It was okay, but generally they've been the better product compared to WWE in the last year. Like I even if you hate watching it or not hate watching it because I don't hate watch AEW. I like wrestling. I'm going to watch wrestling. I like wrestling in general. But even if you're gonna watch AEW to criticize it, you're still gonna get more entertainment value out of it than you would WWE. WWE just doesn't do it for me. Everything about it is just so hollow and corporate now. The adverts are too long. The kind of feel of it is just like sponsored by.
Look at the wrestling ring; it's fucking full of sponsors, man. It's
Yep.
Like, you think they're gonna put a couple of fucking wheels with some wheels on it and fucking put that fucking wrestling ring in the NASCAR?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it looks like that. You know, it's covered in sponsors.
Fuck you, Kenny. Fuck you, Kenny. I like NASCAR.
Yeah, but it won't be long until like the wrestlers have got sponsorship on them. You know, and on their fucking shorts and whatever.
The t-shirts will be full of sponsorships as they walk down the ring. Their trunks, their
Yep.
attire.
It's coming.
Sponsorships. Yeah.
Well, the matches have sponsorship. Like you remember those like fucking certain matches. They got Slim Jim fucking everywhere. You know, this is the Slim Jim match.
Will be you know, it's like every match has a sponsor. It's ridiculous.
I mean, I get they have to make money, but not this damn much. It's like, guys, okay, you got more money.
But the difference is this time around is that there isn't like a Vince McMahon who's the top of the food chain. Yeah. You know, most of the cash goes to him. This time around, there's so many fucking people. So many investors that everybody wants to get fucking paid, and by doing so, that means that we, the fans, have to cough out even more money because they'll be taking our money.
Yeah, they're taking our money, and God knows what they're gonna do going forward. Like, I'm not gonna lie, with WrestleMania 42 next year, I'm a little worried for WrestleMania 42 because WrestleMania 41, a lot of people are gonna look at it and go, besides a few matches, it really wasn't all that good. Like,
I've already said it. It's in my top 5 worst WrestleManias. It's one of the worst WrestleManias for me.
Yeah.
Just because it really pissed me off. Like compared from last year to this year, you botched every fucking step of the way, and it's unacceptable. And that's what it's not just like, oh, people, well, the matches were good. It's not about them. What was the point of half of those matches?
Yeah.
There was no point to them. Yeah, not everything needs to have like a pre-thing. You can have like your AJ versus Logan Paul kind of exhibition match, which is going to be good regardless of personal feelings towards Logan Paul. All right, but
it wasn't good though. That's funny, ironically.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. No, you're right. It wasn't good, but in theory, you think it's going to be good. But again, it's just pointless when there's so much more there that could take that place in the card, and nobody cares about Logan. Logan Paul doesn't have the pull that he did. Like, everyone's just kind of sick of his scams. They're sick of him, and but I say that I could be completely wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's a contingent of stupid kids that still fucking like the moron. But,
yeah,
no, everyone's got a shelf life. Even Logan Paul, I don't think he realizes.
No. And he's young, he's still a kid. I mean, he's got another few years.
But... No, he's in his early 30s now, man. He's not that young.
Damn.
Yeah, he's like 31, 32. He's been around for a while.
God, makes me feel
33,
old.
yeah. So, and they even KSI's in his 30s now and stuff like that. Angry Joe, I've been watching him for like 20 years almost. He's 40.
Yeah, it's
You know what I
crazy.
mean?
Yeah, he's 5 years younger than me. He's 40 already.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
other Joe is almost the same age as well. Like, you know what I mean? There's not that many years. Like, he's like, what, 36, 37?
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
looks like a
yeah.
10-year-old.
Yeah, well, he works out on a regular basis. That's why. I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
He works out a lot, but
yeah, and I'm with Gary and like Tony. Not just Tony needs to. Tony, like what Tony's done well is he's kind of reined in the creative, but he still gave too much freedom to Moxley and the Death Rider stuff. A lot of the other stuff, he's kind of come down a bit on it and monitored it a bit better and controlled it a bit better. And the product has improved. Like this year, AW is a lot better than what it was last year. But the Death Rider things, Moxley needs to go. Moxley, Jericho, and Young Bucks just need to go to the Indies. They don't deserve to be in any of the main companies anymore. They're all an insult to wrestling. They're all an insult. And Moxley is the top of the pile. Like, I fucking hate the guy. He is just everything about him just pisses me off. He belongs in GCW or wherever it is. That's where he belongs. Nick Gage and
deathmatch wrestling.
Yep, put him in deathmatch wrestling and just let him do that. Let him kill himself.
Let him do that. Let him bleed as he farts or whatever. You know what I mean? The guy, him and then Jericho and like the Young Bucks just all fuck off.
Jericho is really
Jericho's got to go.
Crisis.
How the fuck do you look flat and fat at the same time? That's never been done in wrestling before.
He's looking at somebody's fucking elderly auntie now. You know what I mean?
He does, man. He just looks like somebody's auntie. You know what I mean?
You should never let the hair grow. When you get old, cut the hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cut the fucking hair. It doesn't look good when you get old.
GCW Bloodsport. Just go
GCW
there.
Bloodsport. Go there and fuck off and don't come back.
Just fuck off. I never want to see John Moxley in a ring ever again. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I used to be a fan. I used to be a big fan of his.
Yep.
But I didn't realize he was a bloody deathmatch type guy. I was just like, oh, Jesus Christ. Forget it.
Yep.
And it's a shame because he looks in better shape now than he ever has. Like he looks the shit. He looks the part.
Yep.
But he's hard on for death matches. Just piss off.
When he does that deathmatch shit, it looks like he's just going through a midlife crisis. Like that's what I honestly am reminded of.
Dude. I think the death matches have aged him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really do. Like the guy, the thing with being wrestlers, because they're in great shape, they tend to look younger than what they are. And
his face looks older, but his body's in the best shape it's ever been.
Yeah, but his face looks older, but he get God knows what he's done to his face over the years in these crazy matches that he's had.
Yeah,
I mean, look at people look at Cena and Orton, man. They're in tremendous fucking shape, and they look. They don't look like they're in their late 40s. They look like they're in. Cena looks like he's in his early 40s, at least, or late 30s.
Orton looks like he's in it. Orton looks like he's in his 40s at least with his abs because he's definitely been eating. You could tell.
But my God, my God, I would love to have that physique in my 40s, man. In my 30s and my 20s.
At the moment, he's so out of shape. Look at the state of him. Fucking get to the gym, man. Disgrace.
Orton's always had one of the best physiques in wrestling. Man.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
brilliant. Yeah.
Cena, you could just tell Cena looks older just by his face, like Cena's
and his
face
bald spot.
Yeah, Cena's face and his hair looks older.
Yeah,
that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Our truth is going to be the guy that ages well better than all of us.
Our truth will be 80 and still look like he does now. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Our truth said. Do you see him on SmackDown? He said, when I get older, I want to be just like him when he spoke to you about John Cena. And then, you're older than John Cena for a start.
That's what's hilarious. Yeah. No.
Yeah. He's fantastic. Yeah.
He's another one, man. Just a lifer that I would never get rid of. I'd be like, you're going to die in this company, mate.
Yeah. Even if we keep you around for promo class, you got a job here for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there was that moment, but you mentioned about how John Cena needs to beat the shit out of our truth. And I thought to myself, oh my God.
I'm still waiting on that to happen too, damn it.
This is it. Because R-Truth has become a national treasure within the WWE.
Yep.
You know, so I was expecting John Cena to beat the shit out of him. And no, it didn't happen. You know, and but that was one of the rare moments you saw John Cena backstage as a heel.
Yeah, and it's like, where the fuck are you, R-Truth? We need you.
If they should have done that and put R-Truth in there, the crowd would have gone ballistic for R-Truth versus John Cena. And if R-Truth is the one that topples him at Survivor Series,
it's going to be the greatest thing of all time. Yeah.
The roof will blow off. Like, everyone would want that because everyone loves R-Truth, man.
Yeah, you talk about paying your dues. You know, like give it. R-Truth has done it. You know, and it's a bit like when Santino Marella was in the elimination chamber.
Yeah, and everybody thought he was going to win.
Yeah, and if he did win, it would have been fantastic.
Yep.
You know, like when Ray finally became a top guy when he won the Royal Rumble.
Yep.
You know, it was fantastic. You know,
God, that was an amazing moment because of Vince's history with like little people.
Yep.
No offense, Ray's, he's my height, but still, I'm just only a little bit taller.
He's like 5'4". He's tiny, man.
No, he's 5'6", man.
Even then, he's still tiny.
He's 5'6", I'm 5'8", so it's not that much difference.
Yeah.
The guy, when he won, I just about blew my load. I didn't expect it. It's just amazing. And then he becomes a world champion. I was just like, what the fuck? I thought WWE would have been his peak.
Yep.
Who knows what would happen to his career if Eddie was still alive?
If Eddie was still alive, he wouldn't have won the world title. I'll always have that take. I don't think he ever would have won it.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't say maybe not that period.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
WWE's best moments have always come when it hasn't gone to plan, when things haven't gone to plan. Okay, it's not fair to say that for Eddie because of Eddie's death. I mean, but in terms of when we had with Kofi Kingston, it was because Mustafa Ali got injured.
Yep.
When we had with Daniel Bryan, it's because they wanted to bury Daniel Bryan in an 8-second squash match, but the crowd was just behind him.
Yep.
That they tried to bury him by sticking him in a tag team with Kane, and the people were like, "No, we love it."
Yeah.
All this kind of stuff, and they got their best moments.
And speaking of, Brian is saying he's like, my neck is pretty fucked up. He's thinking he's probably going to be done within the next year. I think next year is going to be the final year we see Danielson.
He needs to stop.
Yeah,
he needs to stop.
Yeah,
he needs to stop.
Playing with fucking eye patches and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He
needs to stop. I love Daniel Bryan. He's great to watch, but I'm sorry.
It's time. Yeah,
just time. Just stop now. You went out on a good enough high, and just leave it there.
Yep. Just retire already.
Yeah. Don't risk it.
Yep. So, if anybody should win a world title within the next year, Dominic Mysterio needs to be that dude.
I would say Braun Breaker personally.
Yeah. Braun Breaker's like.
I like what they've done. I like what they've done with him. All right, he's lost the belt, and you know what? He won't be going back for the IC belt anytime soon. But he's already into bigger things. He's part of this new fucking Heyman family. And the funny thing is like Heyman's like looking at the new bloodline with like with disdain, like, oh my god, what's happened, this, that, and that. And then all of a sudden now he's got fucking Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker beating the fuck out of everyone. Yeah, these are my boys. Like, what the fuck?
But if anybody in that bloodline is going to win it, it's going to be Jacob in the next couple of years. If they don't put the title on him, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Because I loved last night on SmackDown when he came out and he was like, who the fuck are you? Like, I told you I was gonna win that title. You didn't do shit.
Have you seen like Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu, how they've literally swapped roles?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah. And now he's like the fucking hype man now. So Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
Following Jacob Fatu, who's like the champion and shit like that. But you know what? The way Solo's dressing right now, you might as well be a fucking manager. You know what I mean?
Solo, I honestly think within the next couple of years he's going to get released.
Yep.
I think Solo just hasn't taken to it. He's not entertaining, and I half of the bloodline will probably be released within the next couple of years.
I don't know. Like, as long as he's still related to Jey Uso, he's the younger brother Jey Uso. I think that in itself will keep him in the job.
That depends if they don't. That depends if they don't get DUIs and shit though first, because you got to remember the Usos have fucked up.
Oh,
So,
that's Jimmy. That's why that's Jimmy. That's why
Jimmy.
Jimmy hasn't.
Yep.
That's why Jimmy hasn't got to where Jay is. Because Jay is not a fuck up like Jimmy is. You know what I mean? Even though Jimmy's got fucking Naomi as a wife, he still fucks up. If
But
maybe he was a
Jimmy
better.
also he doesn't have the same personality. Like you watch him on up down down, and Jimmy is the quiet one. Jay's the one with the mouth. So that's why, as well. That's another reason,
You think Jimmy's gonna throw Jay to a window to try to escape or some shit? Because I could see that happening if they break him up again.
No, they can't keep doing. They can't keep
break
going back to that well.
because they don't put good matches against each other.
Yeah.
So just keep them there, and just Sami Zayn needs to be like the guy to kind of challenge next. They don't have to do like the big like fucking heel turns and all that.
Yeah, I do not want Sami Zayn turning heel. I like Sami Zayn as a face.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Triple H is trying to channel like his inner Vince Russo, like, okay, guys, here's what we're gonna do, bro. We're gonna turn these people heel. It's like, dude, you're kind of overdoing it with the heel turns. That's probably my most recent criticism of Triple H. I'm like, I get it's the Raw and SmackDown after Mania crowd. You got to do some turns, but you don't have to fucking turn everybody.
Yeah, I mean, there'll be no faces left.
Yep.
You're going to have Cody Rhodes as the only face. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then he overcomes the odds and beats the entire roster.
I have no problem with people wanting to challenge somebody without having to fucking turn bad guy. Like,
Yeah, hey, I want that. It's that simple. I want your belt. I want it.
Yeah, that's it. Like, nothing has to be, like, I've said it for decades now, nothing has to be definitive face, definitive heel.
Yep.
Just let the crowd go with whoever they want to do, and your job as a wrestler and the storytelling is to say, I'm going to fuck that guy up, or I want that belt, and that's it. And just let the crowd kind of dictate mood and who's the face, who's the heel, and let the wrestlers act accordingly. Nobody has to, like, completely do a 180 on their personality.
Well, Bianca Belair's getting booed right now, which is incredible.
And she's hurt. She's hurt.
Yeah, she broke her fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, she broke her fingers in Mania.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's gonna be out for a while, which personally I think this is good. I want her out because she needs to go home for a while. Let the crowd miss your ass, and then if you want to bring her back as a heel, this is a perfect opportunity to do it after a couple months. Take her off TV for about 6 weeks. Yeah.
And the thing is, you could always have had a good three-way between her, Jade, and Naomi. In terms like you don't have to have like, oh, the crowd's booing Bianca, therefore her and Naomi need to re-team up again against Jade. It's like, no, you can let all three of them just be like, Bianca could be like, look, the crowd hates me, and that's because of you, Naomi, and what you did, and all this kind of stupid shit, and just have like a nice fucking, triple threat.
Yep.
Kind of fuck around kind of thing,
Yeah, and let them go to work. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, let them go to work.
Yep.
And then just work towards a title or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah, cool.
All right, kids.
I think we're done.
Yeah.
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 It was a nice stream. Nice little shoot the shit.
Lovely.
Watch a bit of wrestling. And thank you to everyone that joined us in the comments. And thank you for everyone else watching. And on that note, have a